So I've started down a path. I've started down two paths. So I've picked some stuff up from some local places, local comic shops, and just local sellers. There's a handful of people around here that just sell books. They don't own a shop or anything. They just sell books. But some choices have been made. Some trails have been blazed, and I am definitely going down some paths with some of these purchases. So, and a little bit of a preface to this, I've expressed my concern with the state of the collector's market, whether it be new issues, key issues, or older key issues. Well, you got some opinions on this too, Wendigo, sweetheart? It is a seller's market. It is for sure a seller's market. Buying key issues right now, it's just not real smart. It's too hot. Things are too hot. People are going crazy. I don't know what's going on. People are getting in these bidding wars with each other and paying way more than things are actually worth. A couple of examples I saw on eBay. I was following some Submariner books. In Submariner 19, which is the first appearance of Stingray, which no one really cares about. Like the value of that is really no much more than your normal Submariner book from about that time, mid to late 60s. It sold for $60+. If you go back and look at sold history on eBay, the one that sold before it sold for $25. The one that sold after it sold for $25. It's just, and those were both buy it nows, so it didn't have the chance for people to go nuts against each other and just, I don't care what it actually is worth. I just want to throw money at it until I have it. Is the state of things right now. So I'm backing off from the key issue market. It's too much. I'm hoping it settles down at some point and the prices come back to a reasonable level. But right now, you cannot get something for what it's worth. You have to pay more. I watched an online auction on YouTube, and some of these I don't know, some of these sellers are expecting that sort of to happen for them. They were putting up these books where there was one, I can't remember what the book was, but it was a book that was valued at $150 or so by sold eBay listings, and they're starting bid $200. You're nuts. And in that case, thankfully, no one bid because those are kind of to a smaller audience. But what do you think is going to happen when you push your starting bid at way above what the thing is even worth? But that's the mentality that's out right now. It doesn't matter what something's worth. It matters I just got to catch one crazy person that's willing to do it. And it's making a mess of the market. So I'm backing out. I'm backing out of key issues. And I'm just putting that money elsewhere, into something else that gives me enjoyment. And for me, that's going to be back to collecting runs and fun runs. So one that I decided, that I stated previously, is I'm going to try to put together a full run of Submariner. It's a 72 issue run with 2 specials, so 74. So we're going to try to put that together. And I took my first stab at it here not too long ago. With some local sellers, and ended up with some good stuff. And this stuff is reasonable. These are, and I don't need high grade because they're just reader. I just want to get the run so I can read it. So I don't need to like, oh, I need these 72 issues in near mint and they're going to cost $80 each. Like, no. It's a 5 or a 6, somewhere around there. $7. 7, 10, $15 maybe for one of these issues. There are some minor keys in here that might cost a little bit, but other than that, it's not crazy. And these are good looking books. Like this is fun stuff. So Submariner 18. Some of them I'll need to replace. This Submariner 23, this is in really rough shape. This is also the first appearance of Orca, so I do want this in a nicer grade. But, like, I got this for like $1.50. So, yeah, I'll get it so I can fill in that hole in my collection. When I find a better one, I'll replace it. Number 25. And, like, look at these. These covers are so great. Like, I can get so much enjoyment out of these. The money that I put towards these rather than the agony of dealing with bidders that are just bidding on key issues because they're a key issue and will pay anything to have them in their collection without any sort of thinking of the future or what it's actually worth. So I was able to pick up. I'll get it's not, maybe a third of the run. This is a good one. This is a good cover. Namor and Thor. And I do have some other issues that are on the way, but this is what I have now. And right now, mostly the mid numbers to the late numbers. Obviously, those are a bit easier, but I was able to get these for very, very reasonable prices, and I'll read them when I build the run. This one's cool with Spidey in there. I'm really excited. I was worried that I wouldn't get the same sort of excitement or enjoyment of these as what I do with a key issue, but once I got them and got them home and was flipping through them, I was like, this is great. I love these. And it's not, there's the special number 1, and it's not really and maybe to a little bit of extent, it's a quantity over quality, but because there is, this is a good chunk of books here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So a little shy of a third, a little more than a fourth of the run right there. That's not a bad start. But I mean, it's a little bit of quantity over quality, right? But I get to look through all of these stuff and I get to enjoy so much more. I think that I feel that I'm getting as much enjoyment out of the money I spent on these as opposed to if I would have spent all of that on like one overpriced key issue that I had to stress myself out for and follow an auction to the end, and it's too much. I really hope the market levels out soon because it's really stressing me out, and I don't want to deal with it. But I can't be out of comics, right? I love getting new old comics so much. I also went ahead and so I think last week I picked up a run of Namor the First Mutant, which was a 2011 series. This is a 2003 series, I believe. It's just Namor. I actually had the number 1, but I picked up the rest of the series 2 through 12 or whatever it is. Yeah, so I picked that up. So I'll pretty much have a full run of Submariner stuff, but when it's all said and done. So the other path I went down, just because I found these, and these are so beautiful too, I decided to go ahead and go down it. Tales to Astonish. I'm going to go for all the Tales to Astonishes that have Submariner in them. And there's, I think, like 30 or so. And none of them are huge. Like the first and second Abomination is in there because it's shared. It's Submariner and Hulk. It's 2 stories, one Submariner story, one Hulk story. And the first Abomination and the second Abomination, numbers 90 and 91, are in that run. I have the 90, which is nice, but I also have to pick up a 91. But again, like just these are so beautiful. Not necessarily key issues. Like this one is a very, very minor key. It's like the first Lord Vashti, who is a character within Namor's sort of empire and whatnot. But it's just great Silver Age covers. So this will be a little bit of work to get these. And these are like $15 to $20 each, somewhere in that range. They're a little bit more. They're older than the Submariner solo run, but they're great. So, and I'm not as worried about getting those because no one's fighting for them. They're not key issues. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to get outbid on them. Like, people are still looking for them, but it doesn't have the fervor, the frothing at the mouth that I imagine these people behind the computer on eBay are for these key issues. I don't understand, but I need to step back from it. I did get one. Like, I also picked up this Super Ward number 9. It's the first King Shark who's going to be in the new Suicide Squad, but this was, I bought it locally. Right, and it was for a good price, but it's not something that's super hot or anything. And then things like this, right? So Fantastic Four number 112, I picked this up. I got a good deal on it. It's a classic, beautiful cover. It's not a key issue. You would say it's a classic Hulk versus Thing cover, but it's not a first appearance or anything. No one's chomping at the bit to get this. But I was able to get it for a really good price, and it makes me really, really happy. And it's not a crazy key issue, and I'm okay. So I'm interested to see where this new path leads me, of not being as worried about fighting for key issues on auctions. If I find things that I can just purchase that are a good price. Or if there's an auction that's going on that is seeming to be reasonable, I might follow it, but I'm not going to waste a bunch of my time and throw away money, or be in the state where I have to throw away money in order to get something, right? Throwing it away as in having to pay that much more for than what it's actually worth. When eventually I think all this stuff will calm down. Hopefully, at some point. Hopefully not crash, but settle down, and I'll be able to get back into real key issue collecting again. But right now, the market is it's too crazy. It's too all over the place with no rhyme or reason. People aren't being smart on both sides, on both seller and buyer sides. People are not being smart, and it's a dangerous place to be in right now. So I am ejecting myself from the pool of piranhas for calmer and hopefully more enjoyable waters. So that's it. That's just a big chunk of pickups that I had gotten here locally that I thought I'd go over and a little bit of reasoning for it. Let me know what you think both on these things and my decision to go down this a little bit easier path. And where are you in this sort of world of collecting and how hot it's gotten? Let me know. I'll be interested to have that conversation down in the comments. So that is it. I will see you soon, and don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.